get started here in just a moment. Just moving. Okay, so we're spending some time at the mall today. How are you? Getting some sunlight today. Hope you are too. Geomagnetic storms, new moon, supernova energies, fireballs in the sky, meteor showers. What does it mean to be a genuine spiritual person versus a fake fortune cookie? Well, Portland taught me some things about that and what it's become. But basically, like getting right to the point, the worship of money, and then a whole lot of money being needed to live in certain areas. That's part of the counterfeit. Places can start out nice. Portland was really great in its heyday. We're just using that example. You can fill in like your town, like some place that became where maybe one part of the neighborhood may have been a dump. Now it's super ritzy, and now there's like a place to get bagels for $5 each, or some really expensive coffee, and they've got flowers. A lot of it is a facade. As our economy continues to go into greater levels of debt, we're not going to talk politics, but those of you into politics, I guess what Harrison is up to, Harris, who I guess is running against Trump, not Biden, but Harris, I'm not going to be super focused on the stage managed elections, more geopolitics, but not this video. This is on the life coaching side. Seeing everyone spiritual, life coaching, World War III, fitness, primarily, less relationships. Okay, so what does it mean to be authentic? It's not a matter of giving everything for free or expecting everything for free. I'm speaking in a free flow, but I'm not channeling. But willing to go outside the box of the dollar system. So people talk about borrowing and sharing and things like that. And that's important. It's also important that people not let the controlled politics, the Soros politics of some would say, you can look at Portland as an example, control the way they think. Now, I'm not a right winger, but it did come out that it was a Soros DA. That would be the guy in Portland that was not prosecuting. I don't believe in all the right-wing conspiracy theories. I really just see things and story by story from my own. And I think I have a little bit of intuition. Okay, for those that are into that sort of thing, sometimes you really have to trust yourself, but also question yourself. Portland is a place where it has a special energy, but right now, because the way people own things, I think that people can have a special energy too. I'm not just talking about myself, that have a glow even, that are from certain regions. And I think my birth there, my experiences there, played a role in some of the things that I'm thinking about. But my soul definitely, because not a lot of people like me in Portland and places like that. But Denver's another, Taos is another, Sedona is another, where you have these high dollar places. And it's difficult for people that are low income to experience that same thing. And so you have like this have and have not reality that expresses itself down to the grocery stores. Grocery stores in that area, for example, you might notice that they might be more expensive, or there may be like a limit on food, or there may be like a gross everybody. What I do is I pay attention to those that aren't on their cell phones and aren't wearing the booty shorts. The people that are looking spiritual, looking contemplative, and I'm just trying to pay attention to it in my environment right now in our world. People think that certain places in the world are more spiritual than others. Portland has a rep, not always a bad rep, but for some people in America, like an awesome rep. Like, wow, you're from Portland? Wow, I'm so impressed. Wow, can I shake your hand? I'm kidding. They're not quite like that, but it's like, wow, Portland. But they may not know that I told them about the nightmare that's become Portland. They haven't really heard of it from that perspective. When I talk about the human trafficking and the evil that's there, and the dark side of pornography. That's something that's more like somebody from an insider in Portland would be perturbed by and annoyed by, rather than an outsider. Most outsiders would just know Portland by Antifa burning down the city and maybe, return to that in a couple months. The point is this: as we face collapse, as we face these things, there are people out there that have the spiritual potential, that are in decent places, not just Portland, but here, that have the spiritual essence themselves, that are still too focused on the cell phones, that are still being directed, and they're louche being directed by these things. A woman's beauty and sexuality is beautiful, and I don't believe should be packaged into that world of genre. We shouldn't be suppressing sexuality in the way that it is. I'm using my words carefully. Make your decisions what you will, or interpret what I'm saying as you will. But many people also, let's get back to that, see themselves as spiritual, and they're quick to judge others. Many see themselves as spiritual, and they see themselves as really easy to see the evil in others or the negative in others without looking for the positive. Many act like they're looking for spirituality, but when I study the body language and people like twitching around me, like they're catching a bug or something just because I'm talking, they're not even, there's no way she can hear what I'm saying, but she's perturbed by something, and her world is basically hunting her. And that's the thing. These women are hunted objects to the demiurge, to the evil of this world. Not to us, godly men. They're not objects. They're objects to the evil of this world. Okay, and so when the beauty is monetized and it's all a matter of worshiping that ass, and everything being about using the beauty to use man as a stepping stone, there's no real companionship. And people get led down a dark, dark road where they play that game, play that game, play that game until they have no more time left to play that game. If there was no changing the tempo, if there was no dollar system, if there was no economy, how would people basically entertain themselves? If there was no TV, um, some areas would completely melt down into absolute hell on earth type of situations and scenarios. And then other places might actually have meditators and spiritual people and people sharing and being able to overcome their more uh, darker impulses. Okay, but it's very important that people prepare now, right now. Um, right now, people are living in a false sense of security. For example, like right now, they live in a false sense of security, and they got a lot of things backwards. They're trusting of the wrong things in the surveillance grid. When it comes to Apple, the iPhone, they really made it super fashionable. A couple years ago, I sent some emails to Willamette Week, also Mercury, basically encouraging them to consider doing a discussion with me on how people could get outside of a place like Portland, people that were Portlanders that had, to give one example, you can use an example in your town, people that had a certain level of consciousness. Thank you for the like, because it helps me know you're there. People of a certain level of consciousness that have a certain value system. Like, it's not so much about Portland or the bridge, it's actually quite dirty. It's about a conjunction of people that are there. So getting outside the fake hippie box would be not worshiping Portland, these places, or Denver or Sedona, but people creating their own independent communities. And that takes work. And they made it really easy for us in some cases, not so much me, but for a few years I was able to survive for, it was good, on social media, on YouTube. And then one day, and even off grid, it just became no longer. It became no longer, you know, and the internet darkness became no longer something that I could take on. It was affecting me. It was affecting my relationship with God. I ceased to really, for a few years, because of what I went through, pray to God directly. So there was a break from that. And then I kind of came back to it. I met the Christians at the park that called me a person with some interesting things to say regarding those things. And we have a recording of that I shared with you. Sometimes I wonder how she's doing and what her observations are of the world. Um, but you know, we can also talk about just the fake Christian, fake hippie, fake patriot, like the fake persona. It's the fake mask. Let's just retitle it now and then move on with the conversation of the fake mask. Yeah, that's it. Okay, fake patriot. We have a lot of people that are on the fake patriot side also that live through social media and true social. And basically, I call it the social media welfare, where people are getting lots of hits and clicks, things of that nature. With regards to those things, I got the T-shirt out. Nobody ever cares though. Nobody ever comes and subscribes. It's just like, yeah, some bozo with the YouTube channel, just another conspiracy theorist. Let's go back to that. Like they made it easy to be a mainstream conspiracy theorist with Jesse Ventura, and I always was suspicious of it. Genuine awareness of what's going on is never going to be mainstreamed. It's never going to be televised. Okay, so fake mask, fake patriot, fake truther. Look at the alien. You're getting sleepier and sleepier. You have a lot of people on the streaming video content looking at gray aliens. And now from listening to certain YouTube content, I told you about him and others. He's talking about what we look at is important and what we put on social media is, and how we engage ourselves with others in comment sections is important. Not that I'm perfect. I'm sorry for the times that I've been imperfect. I never claimed to be perfect. But I do believe that we are on a path of evolving, and that what we learn here on this world, in this world, is something that we need to be taking with us. We need to keep that in our consciousness. We need to keep that in our consciousness. We need to rise above the fakeness of this styrofoam, McDonald's, Burger King. And I'm not attacking you. If you have sins, I'm not attacking you. I'm not telling you I'm above sin. I've admitted things on my channel over the years, many, many times. We're beyond that now in this video, that people normally do not in personal relationships on first dates. And yet here I am just going boom, boom, boom through a megaphone, through social media for 20 years. And I see the results at 44. Um, it has not necessarily brought me my expectations. However, it is what it is. It is to make me stronger, to make me more resilient, not weak, but strong, and a better speaker and a better advisor too. I often think about what advice would I give to someone if someone was my daughter, if someone was my daughter, and I was concerned about her well-being in a big city, or I was asking her questions about who she's sleeping with or who she's seen, or if I was a father, how I would advise her as she became of age. And how would you, as a father, do it if you had no mother? If it was only the father and the daughter, or as a mother, how would a mother advise mindfully her son about sexuality and attempting to teach him morality? How could that even go down? How could that even manifest? We need the rise of the real hero in society, not the fake tough guy, MMA, worship type of reality. Okay, and so they have made it very popular to idolize the glitz and glamour, and to leave in the dirt that which is authentic. And so you have the mask society. Sorry, I can't be more eloquent like this, but it's very much Phantom of the Opera up in here. You know, Phantom of the Opera. Let's go back to the Portland. The mask they wear, the people that want to believe that they're better than the rest of the nation for living in Portland. It is a unique place, or has been, but it's very much a closed society now. For people that are outside of Portland, there's been so much conflict, let's say energetically, between Portland and non-Portland people over politics the last couple of years. Like there's a real like talk to the hand thing that they have, and it's very hypocritical because they talk about caring about the whole world and immigrants are welcome here. They don't even act like old Portlanders. Information or passion about their city is welcome there. And so you have a lot of, and I haven't used this word, I don't think, in a while on my channel, prototype personalities. You just talk about a lot off the grid. The prototype personality is the personality that's just typical. It's predictable. It's like there's a version of the American left wing and a version of the American right wing. And there's going to be the talking points and things that they're into, and very little deviation from that. Maybe even the exact same t-shirts or branding. And then you go to another country like the UK, left, right, left, right, left. And then you'll see very typical like political worship and very little to do with the big picture. But there might be some claim within their paradigm that their person has some messiah ability to handle thy big picture issue and lead them to salvation, just like now with Trump. Or Harris maybe in the woke movement. Is she some sort of savior? And now you got to also understand, side topic, the whole thing is about leading people into hopelessness. I mean, they ought to reach a certain truth. If it's not about Harris or Trump, then it's about you and your community. If you're not going to go off grid, what can people do? Go back to Portland again. It's about the only city. You want me to talk about your city? Give me some info. Give me some info. There's things that Portlanders could do to give back to Portland, to make it a better place. Everything is so welfare state there. Everything is so. It's the system's job to pay for this. It's the system's job to pay for that. It's the system's job. Is it back to fake hippies, the original title of this video before we change it to fake mass. But it was all about the fake hippies from day one. Fake hippies, fake love and light. Say it ain't so, Sam. Oh yeah, all that in a bag of chips. Stay away from those Tinder apps. I don't know what the men are going through on Tinder. Feel free to send me an email. I'll just spill the beans. Are you a man in Portland, Oregon, suffering from archonic interference on the dating app? Tell me all about it. Men are scared to tell me the truth. They know pissing off Satan's no joke. You told him. You told the great Alex Ansary, the man that causes demons to scream in hell when his name is being broadcast from the megaphone. When they hear his voice just nails on the chalkboard, that Alex Ansary, you told him, oh, hell no, you won't ever get pussy again. This one person's like, I'm going to tell you. And I'm psychic. I know when someone's going to bounce. I go, that's it. I heard enough. This guy's spill the beans. Break your contract with Satan. Spill the beans. I'm about to go in here and get some food. I hope you learned something. I hope you learned your lesson. I hope we all learned our lesson because we wound up here in hell. So we better ask God to take us back to a land of reality where relationships are pure, where the sky is pure, where the atmosphere is pure, being contaminated with microparticles, isotopes, factories burning plastic, gasoline, microchips, nanobots, robot insect armies. There's still people humping and fucking like this is paradise. I'm looking at like, yeah, let's just look super sexy, have that another baby, and just it's more. It's more fuel for the fire, and that's what we're in, the fire.